What else we had? Marvel have also started teasing stuff because they are never one to sit out of the spotlight for very long. And God, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Honestly, like we're just repeating history at this point. We've got Civil War Two ongoing at the moment, and they're already teasing the aftermath, which is they've been calling Marvel. They've called Marvel this Marvel Now initiative for several years. When they last did a major reboot, it was Marvel Now, and this Marvel Now is like a shattered now. Whether that means this it's over or what, I don't know, or a more aggro version, I just don't know. But
It's the Attitude Era for Marvel.
oh Jesus, no, we don't need it. We don't need it. They've dropped a few teasers which are bizarre and kind of uninteresting. But I'll go through them anyway. We've got Captain Marvel, who is Carol Danvers. She's one of the main kind of protagonists, antagonists of Civil War Two.
Which side do you sit on?
Oh man, I'm not. The conflict hasn't really done anything to interest me yet, so I'm struggling to take a side. It's like, why are you even fighting? I don't get it. So she's up against Slapstick, who is just an obscure villain
It's
turned
mental.
kind of good person thing. Miss Marvel, who is getting
Is
a
it
lot
still
of
Kamala Khan?
prominence lately, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I'll be interested in that.
She seems to be up against the new War Machine, who is
Ooh.
called Riri Williams. She was introduced in the Invisible Iron Man second story arc. She basically makes her own suit. She just like steals a load of tech and bastardizes it and makes her own version. And now Rhodey has bitten it, then she's gonna obviously fill the gap by the looks of it, which is interesting on its own. She'll probably appear in Bendis's book, which is one of the Marvel books I'm really enjoying at the minute. Black Panther and Prowler, who is in Amazing Spider-Man at the minute, which I don't read. So
That is an odd choice.
fair enough. Don't know what you two are doing on the same piece of paper. Weird one. That was a comicbook.com exclusive, I should say. And Steve Rogers against Mosaic, some weird Inhuman we don't know anything about. And finally, Miss America, who I'll be amazed if you guys know who that is. She was in Kieran Gillen's Young Avengers run for whatever 16 issues that lasted, versus the new handsome Doctor Doom, who is basically Doctor Doom with a nice looking face.
Oh yeah, that was
That was
peculiar.
a Comic Vine exclusive that they were given. They share these things out. The first one I think went to Comic Book Resources as well. So we're probably going to get a load more of these over the next week because they tend to really pound us with these teasers that aren't really teasing me at all. I mean, you
The only
guys,
one that I'm excited for is Miss Marvel because I really enjoyed the first volume of uh, well, it was Camille Khan's first one. I've just read the
yeah,
first volume of that,
that's
and that
good
was
stuff.
so good.
Yeah,
So I'm excited for that.
are you guys
But that's
keeping up
about it.
with sort of what Marvel are doing at the minute?
I've read the Doctor Strange first volume of the new Doctor Strange.
That's good.
That was really cool. I
Yeah,
loved what they did with that.
yeah, that's
Other
wonderful.
than that, I don't. I need to finish off Secret Wars again.
Oh man,
Like,
that's so good. Alex, you're all over this stuff, aren't you?
I'm trying my best to keep up. Trying my best,
Yeah.
but every week there's something new to add in after speaking to you.
No,
Um,
you've just got to
so my
drop
backlog.
some shit. We're gonna have to go through and start axing things from your pull list.
You're thinking we might kill Squirrel Girl off, maybe.
no, Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, kill that off.
No.
Get rid of Squirrel Girl.
I mean,
No, it's the fact that there's new Star Wars things coming out as well. Seemingly every month there's something new for Star Wars, and I really want to dig into those and really take my time over them. And I tend to sit and read it when it's quiet on a night shift as well at work and stuff like that. And just work gets in the way.
I'm sorry.
I'm not into that at all.
Well, for me, I'm a long time Marvel reader, and it's my kind of publisher of choice really for this stuff. I find that you have to kind of maybe pick one or the other if you're going to fully invest in one, and this is kind of bit of a letdown for me. Civil War 2, it feels a bit like a retread of stuff we've seen already, and it seems like there's not really enough conflict to justify what's going on. These teasers don't really mean much to me at all. After the first Civil War, we got this period of people being at each other's throats for a couple of years, this Registration Act era. It sounds like we're probably going to get that again. They're just going to have to punch each other a lot for a while, and
it seems like they've taken it, mixed up the order a bit, because we've seen a future telling Inhuman already this season in Shield.
Yeah.
And it seems really bizarre that the comics are stepping in after Shield has half addressed the subject and half not. And the fact that Fitz spent a lot of time... I know that the comics and the TV universe and the movie universe are separate, but Fitz in Shield spent a lot of time describing how you can't go around changing the future. And what they've done in this, in Civil War 2, is they've just gone, nah, forget about that, we can change it, and we're going to change it.
Yeah.
And it's really peculiar. I don't like wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff at the best of times when you can't stick to a theory of time travel and changing the future and things like that. If you get a theory, you stick to it. You've either got a fixed timeline, multiple universes, or you can change it. One way or the other, killing Hitler's going to do something completely different.
Yeah. I mean, Marvel have taken several approaches to this timeline thing, and they've described it as like a living organism that self-corrects, and they've come up with all these kind of bullshit excuses as to how things have managed to stay the way they are, and how the young X-Men are still existing in the universe alongside their modern-day counterparts with no consequences on the past. And all this weird shit. I mean, putting that aside and the confusion of it all, I just think you're not really doing anything that's exciting me at the minute. Civil War 2 is still early days. There is going to be a big shock. I think it's coming in issues 4 or 5. Apparently an internet breaker, which they always say, but we'll see. The jury's out. Really.
Rudy's still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would probably break the internet. People just fucking quitting Marvel, but we'll probably talk about this as it goes on. It's probably a book that's going to be worthy of discussion in the coming weeks.